was having a conversation today about user experience and how to craft experience within a company. And I was thinking a lot about principles and how valuable I find principles to be in that sort of work and sort of designing experiences. In that, I think it's fairly naive to think of UX as being the voice of the user or even being human-centered. I think that can be one amongst other principles, but it will end up clouding vision of how to best accomplish moving towards that principle if that's the only one that is put in front of you as you're designing things. So I think principles are going to link to values, and so you can think, for example, I work in the healthcare context, so some principles might be trust. A principle could be joy. Can it be an enjoyable experience? These sorts of things. But so if you use these principles, so joy, trust, and maybe efficiency, those could be principles. And so then as you move into the design of any sort of experience, you can constantly be asking yourself, am I moving towards or away from this particular principle? And I sort of envision them as ways to sort of stake down the work that's happening. And it also allows one to hopefully be inquisitive and curious and self-critical and examine what's happening in the process. Again, is this moving towards this principle? Are we getting a balance of these principles? Where is this experience landing? And for me, that's a much more productive way to work, an empowering way to work, than to simply say, like, it has to be user-centered or human-centered, which is somewhat ambiguous anyway. So principles as ways to depersonalize, as ways to encourage creativity within a set of constraints or within a set of guardrails. I have found that to be much more effective in the work of building experiences.